quality is required. Okay, because once the quality is high, it means that the user acceptance will be very high. If the quality is less, automatically the user acceptance will be very less. The cheap products will not have more quality. When the quality is high, the product will be too costly, or else the product price also will be variable basing on the quality of the product. Okay, there are some fake products, there are some duplicate products which will be of less quality, so their price also will be less, they will not be reliable. So why do we want a quality software? Because we don't want to compromise with the system, because we want some standards. We want to rely on the system that we buy, and we want to rely on we need to have the quality such that the output will be as expected by the user. Okay, so here in this diagram you can see what are the different product qualities. Okay, the correctness, reliability, usability, integrity, and efficiency. So whenever you are having a quality product, you will be having more of this correctness, reliability, usability, and integrity and efficiency. We have discussed all these things in our previous topics, so that's why we are not discussing what is meant by flexibility, portability, reusability, interoperability, and all the things. Okay, so that quality factors are mentioned in some ISO level standards, wherein which ISO organization is nothing but it will tell you how the product is, how good the product is, and how quality attributes are performing in that particular product. Like the quality attributes are functionality, reliability, usability, efficiency, maintainability, and portability. Okay, this is all theoretical part. You can just go through them. I'm just skipping it up because we have already discussed about those resources in our previous examples. Okay, so comes to metric analysis model. We have seen whenever you are analyzing the quality of the product basing on its analysis model, you will be using this function point analysis. Okay, so this function point analysis, yesterday we have seen all the 5 components that are involved in that function point, that is input, output, inquiry, logical files, and interface files, and the weight factors that are involved to calculate the functional point, and the CAA for calculating the CAA for calculating the function point analysis. Okay, so we will be having the index value for each and every CAA. So you will be substituting that to get the answer for the function point analysis. Okay, so this is what we have seen. So now let us see about the remaining concepts like metrics for designing model. So that is for analysis model, FP analysis, and metric for design model is, we have seen some designing models like architectural design, structural design. Okay, so how we are going to define what are the different metrics that we use for the architectural design, we will see. Okay, so in architectural design, we will be mainly focusing on the system complexity. Okay, so how you will get the system complexity? System complexity is nothing but the whole system complexity. So how you will get that complexity is basing on the structures that you have, basing on the structural complexity and data complexity. So basing on the data complexity and structure complexity, we will be calculating the final system complexity. So complexity of the system equals to structural complexity plus data complexity. So we will see in detail what those things are, like how you are calculating the system complexity basing on the data complexity and structural complexity. For suppose if you are going to take this as an example, for suppose you are having a system. Okay, so how you are going to calculate it? You are having a main component. Okay, So that main parent component is having subcomponents or child components, which is arranged in this hierarchical manner. So here this is in a tree structure wherein which you will be having different components which are attached to its parent node. Okay, so here how you are going to calculate the size is, you are going to calculate using n plus a formula. So what is meant by n plus a? N is nothing but the number of nodes. A is the interlinkage between the nodes, or else A is called as arc. Here in the diagram itself, you can see that this component is considered as node, and the relation and the connection in between the component and the other component is called as an arc. So here the size is mentioned with the number of nodes and its linkage, or else the connection in between the nodes is considered as size. Okay, so here in this diagram you can clearly see that there are 17 nodes and 18 connections in between the nodes. So the final size is mentioned with the number of nodes and arcs. So here we are also considering depth and width. If a question is asked like what is the arc to node ratio, or else what is the depth, what is the width, I think you might have already learned in your DBMS. If depth is asked, depth in the sense how much number of levels it has, how many number of levels it has, it is called as depths. And when it comes to width, from the word itself we can understand width means number of nodes, highest nodes which is available in the particular tree. For suppose if you are going to check the levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Okay, so depth is level which is known as 4. Okay, and when it comes to the width is nothing but the number of highest number of nodes in a particular level. Here it is 1, here it is 4, here it is 6, here it is 6. Okay, so the highest number of nodes in a particular level is 6. Okay, so the width is width of this particular metric, or else the tree, or else the design is 6. So once if you want to know the ratio, it is a by n, that is nothing but arc by the number of nodes that you have. So for suppose here, if we are in this example, if you take 17 nodes and 18 linkages connections in between them, so approximately one connection with every node we are having. So this is how we are going to calculate. So I know this is somewhat complex topic, or else which will not be interesting because it is completely problematic. But all of you should remember at least one. That one is function point analysis, to write about all these metrics. Okay, so now we are having some more metrics. This metric we have seen with the architectural design metric, and we are having a component level design metric. Component level, when we are discussing about the design metrics, we have seen what is meant by cohesion and what is meant by coupling. So coupling and cohesion are nothing but the interdependency of the modules are known as coupling and cohesion. So cohesion, it is a general theoretical concept only, but when it comes to coupling, we will be measuring the interdependability of the components that are available. Okay, so how we are measuring that module coupling is using K by M. So what is meant by K and what is meant by M, you can clearly understand. Like this is the module couple indicator, MC. So K1 we will be having it as constant, but M is nothing but the complexity of each modules. Let it be A, B, C, D. When we are taking that, we will be having the values of different modules which are assigned, and how they are having interrelation. Like what is the module for input, what is the module for output, what is the parameters that we have for single module. All these can be calculated with this formula A into Ci. Okay, so here we will be considering, for suppose if we are taking only two components. Okay, so here we are considering only two components and how they are having coupling relationship. Like we will be having only A and B. Okay, so D1 and D naught and D1 we will be considering for this coupling technique. Okay, so just go through them. Just try to understand what a coupling metric is. Okay, and it is only to calculate the interdependency of the other components which are related to it. Okay, and next when it comes for the interface design, or else we will go ahead directly with the source code model. So for designing model, just remember about this coupling and cohesion metrics, like how we will be using that coupling and cohesion, and the level of the structure, like the tree structure, like what system complexity is. For design metrics, just focus only on this particular model, like system complexity. And further, if you want to write, you can write about the coupling and cohesion complexity. Okay, and now let us go for metrics for source code. This is very important because we will be having this in every software project that we develop. Okay, so how we will be measuring the source code. Okay, so what are the different parameters that we use for generating for assessing the source code is that the number of distinct operators that appear in our program. Okay, this is first line. Okay, and small n, and capital N is nothing but the total number of operator occurrence. How many distinct operators are there? How many occurrences are available? So if you are considering that, we will be substituting the value with the n and v values, where n1 n is considered as the distinct operators that we have. We will be calculating the base value of it with the number of operators that occur. Okay, so basing on this formula, we will be calculating the metrics for source code. Okay, so now basing on that only, we will be having a concept called lines of code. So this one plays a vital role for calculating the whole system allocation. Like see, this is object oriented analysis is nothing but the same method what we have discussed in this. So here the continuation of the metrics for source code. Okay, after that just go through the metrics for process and projects. So directly we will come for the software measurement. Like here we have seen the operators and its occurrences to calculate the quality of the source code. But here what we are doing is we are directly measuring the software quality. So how we are measuring the software quality? Basing on the direct measurements and indirect measurements. So what is the direct measurement is we will be calculating the cost and effort which is applied for developing the software in direct way. Like the programmers will program the code such that the lines of code will be there available directly in your software. Okay, so indirect measurements are done with the quality, what are the techniques we have used, the complexity, efficiency and reliability, which doesn't involve in any type of coding or lines of code. But this direct measurement, we will be directly dealing with the lines of code that we have. Okay, so how we are going to calculate the size oriented metrics? So in size oriented metrics, we will be discussing about the number of lines that are available. So first and foremost thing is you need to know the number of lines that are available in your project. Next, how many errors are there in your lines of code? Okay, how many defects are there in your lines of code, and what is the cost for development of that particular lines of code? Okay, so these are the different metrics that we take while considering that lines of code model. Okay, so lines of code, we are having different projects like alpha project, beta project, gamma project, XYZ. So for that, we'll be having number of lines of that code. So for suppose alpha project is having 12,000 lines of code. Beta project is having 27 lines of code. Gamma is having 20,000 lines of code, which is developed by 3%, 5%, 6%. So we will be dividing this as a case sheet, like what is the project name, how many number of lines it is having, what is the amount that is spent to develop the lines of code, how much effort, like how many days it is going to take, how many number of people are working on it, how many number of errors are there, and how many number of defects are there. See, for suppose if you are considering this particular model, basing on these figures only, you can clearly state which one is better. Can anyone of you tell me, like out of these three projects, out of these three developed projects, how you are assessing it? Because in direct measurement, you can see figures and you can clearly state which one is good and which one is not as per the expectations. So as an CEO or else as a team lead, so which one you can choose the best project out of these three projects that are there? Can you tell me? Any one of you? Any one of you can respond, like which project is considered as a good one out of these three? Of course, these three are the different categories of the developed product, but out of this, there you can choose one good quality project. So, anyone of you can tell me? So, how you will be choosing? Nobody is responding. Okay, I will tell you how you are going to choose less errors. Okay, one person have responded. He chosen alpha because of less errors. Okay, he considered only these errors. But first of all, what you need to consider is you need to consider lines of code. As of course, it is matching. Alpha is matching for all the things. Whatever the best is there out of these three projects, it is alpha. But while selecting the good project, one of you should select first priority is lines of code. Okay, so if lines of code is less, you can choose it as best. And next best thing is you need to check the uh, 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 time complexity is done, and next one is the other complexity is price. Okay, and basing on time only, I mean basing on space only, the other time complexity also will be dependent. So that effort, number of days, how many number of days the people have taken. If it is 24, we want less time and less space. So these are two to be considered first. Okay, and next third one is you need to see the number of defects that are being arised. Okay, so one need to check LOC, lines of code, that is with space complexity, and one need to check the effort, which is of the time complexity and the number of errors. So it should be less when compared to the other models. So once after this, if the price is more also, there is no need to bother about it, because if your effort is less and lines of code, space and time complexity is less, automatically the price may increase. But here at this particular point, the price is not increased. So this is the best project to be selected. Okay, so less number of resources, less effort is required, less errors are there, less amount. So obviously you can choose alpha. So this is how you will be writing the sheet of lines of code which is taken as direct measurement. for software measurement. Okay, and of course FP analysis we have already seen. So function point metrics. So basing on the function point metrics, like what are the different errors with that number of lines of code, what are the defects, what are the percentages. So same thing, same whatever the case sheet is there, you will be including the number of five projects you will be having, right? What is the interface? Here we have taken only the interface programming language what we have used. So for that we are considering what is the function point, is it average, medium, or low, or high. So we will be choosing which one is the best. For suppose if the average is less, so we will be choosing that particular platform. If the number of inputs, of course, we need to take all the things. But here in this example, they have taken only interface. They have given only the software development effort and cost. So basing on this, you can choose the first model, that is access, because it is having less average. Okay, and that is about function this function point oriented metrics, which is there in direct method. Okay, and next one is object oriented method, wherein which you will be choosing with the lines of code and the number of objects and the classes that are involved in that particular interface. Okay, like you will be having some object oriented program wherein which there will be number of classes and subclasses, and basing on the number of height and depth, I mean width and depth of the concerned tree, you will be directly measuring the quality of the product. Okay, and when it comes to the use case metrics, use case again, use case is nothing but using the different communication between the different